Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining me today for this flow practice. We're going to move with our breath today. We're going to balance and we're going to build some strength. But before we get started, check if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do that now and click the little bell that gives you notifications whenever I upload a video. Let's get started. Standing at the top of our mat. Bring your big toes together and your heels slightly apart. This is to bring the pinky toe edge of your foot parallel to the long edge of your mat. And if you're to bend your knees, they kind of knock in just a little bit. It's just to help keep the energy of your body in towards the midline. So that's our purpose here when I ask you to do that. So from here, shut your eyes, bring your fingertips to your hip bones. Lift your toes up off the mat. Give your toes a wiggle and then drop them down onto the mat. Draw energy up through your feet, through your legs. Turn the tailbone down. Pull the points of the hip bones up. Engage through the core. Loop your shoulders a couple of times and then bring the points of your shoulder blades down towards the sits bones. Fingertips reach to the floor with the palms facing forward. Pick up your rib cage. Lift it up off of the hips. Or broad through the collarbones. Tuck the chin, the crown of the head is high. Just a couple of breaths here. Breathing deep and easy. It's beginning to tap into your own rhythms this morning. Seeing how you're feeling. How would you like to feel today? Setting our intention for the day, guiding the way our day is going to go from the very start. And then let's softly open the eyes. Inhale the fingertips up to the ceiling. As you exhale, keep the hip bones facing the front of the mat. Bring the left hand forward, the right hand back. Twist around the navel, bringing your heart to the right. Next inhale, bring the left hand up. The right hand reaches for the back of your right thigh. Getting a real stretch in the left side of the body, maybe compressing the right side. Inhale to come up and bring the shoulders face the front of the mat. Exhale, twist in the other direction. Right hand forward, left hand back. And inhale to arc. Right hand comes up, left hand reaches for the left thigh. Inhale to come back up. As you exhale, bring your hands through heart center. Maybe tick-tock your feet till they're about hip width apart. Soften the knees and roll over your feet, over your legs. Nice, easy forward. Knees are bent pretty generously here. You can take opposite elbow with your hands. Just cup them with your hands. Let the crown of your head drop. And maybe sway here. You can actually sway quite a bit. Maybe bring the cross of your forearms to the outside of your right shin and then to the outside of your left shin. Keep the weight of your head dropped. Just sway here, nice and gently. Moving as fast or as slow as you like. And then coming to center, let's take 3 full cycles of breath here. Noticing the effect of the breath on the pose. Let's bring the fingertips to the mat now and lift the heart, coming to a halfway lift. You can have your fingertips on the mat or on your shins, whatever it takes to make a nice flat back here so that there's no rounding in the spine. As you exhale, soften the knees, plant the hands, and step your feet back to a high plank pose. You can be on your toes or on your knees here, especially for this first one. Feet are hip width apart, tailbones turned down, legs are engaged. I want you to push the back of your heart up towards the ceiling. Inhale, bring the heart forward. And exhale, lower all the way to the mat. Squeeze your elbows in towards your body as you lower down. Lift the heart. Exhale. Come all the way down. Fingertips off the mat. Lift the heart. Exhale, release. Inhale to plank pose. And exhale back, downward facing dog. Move around here in down dog. Make yourself feel good. And then I want you to come up on your toes, bend your knees, and then pivot on your toes so your heels are in, your toes are out, and slide your hips back over your heels. The knees are going to come wide. As you inhale, come forward to a plank pose. Exhale, slide back, knees wide, hips over the heels. Inhale, come forward to the plank pose. This time, bring your right knee forward to meet your right elbow. Exhale, back to like this little froggy pose. Inhale, left knee to left elbow. Exhale, back to the froggy pose. And then inhale up to a downward facing dog. Full cycle of breath here. And then as you inhale, let the right heel float. Exhale, right foot comes forward between the hands. Ground the left heel down onto the mat and sweep the fingertips forward and up. Warrior one, sinking the right knee over the right ankle, pulling the left hip forward, pulling the ribs up and away from the rib cage as you drop the shoulder blades down the back. Big breath in here. As you exhale, warrior two, right hand comes forward, left hand comes back. Palms are facing down. Roll the shoulders down the back again so that you have a nice broad chest. Take a moment here. Notice your feet, both feet pointed evenly and pressed evenly into the mat. Center of balance is straight down on the mat. Let's let the left hand drop to the left thigh, turn the right palm up, and draw a line up the ceiling, across the ceiling, following it with your eyes. Keep pressing forward into the right shin, reversing the warrior. Staying for a breath. Next inhale brings us back, warrior two. As you exhale, straighten the right leg and hinge forward, bringing your right hand out over your right foot. Left hand's reaching back. We're aiming to bring the spine parallel to the floor here. You can let your right hand drop to the inside of your right leg. The left hand reaches up towards the ceiling, feeling like we're stretching. We're doing the splits with our arms here. Stack your left shoulder over the right, the left hip over the right. Gazing wherever it feels good, down to the floor for balance, up to the ceiling for a little more challenge. Bringing the right knee over the right ankle. Let's make our way back. Warrior two. Sweep the left hand forward to meet the right. Come up on the toes of the left foot. Bring your hands into your hips and launch your weight into your right foot, coming up to stand with the left knee high. You can basket, interlace your fingers, and bring them around the left knee, draw it up to into your chest. Give yourself a good squeeze there. And bring your right hand to your right hip. Notice if your left hip is raised, drop it down so that they are even, your hips are even, and draw that left knee out to the side. One more time, lengthen up through the sides of the body, and you can bring the left foot to the inside of the right ankle, calf, or thigh. Notice I didn't say knee. Keep it away from your knee, because we want to really meld the left foot and the right leg, pushing the right leg into the left foot. Don't want to be pushing on the knee. And draw that left knee open a little bit more, and keep your hands at the hips, or at heart center, or up to the ceiling. Drawing energy up from the floor, all the way to your fingertips. Left knee comes forward, hands to heart center, and gently ease that left foot down next to the right. Hands at heart center. Shut your eyes and take a couple of breaths here. See how you feel. Inhale the fingertips up. As you exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, soften the knees, plant the hands, and step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, let the, what side are we going to? Left heel float. And as you exhale, bring that left foot forward between the hands. Ground the right heel down onto the mat. And inhale to lift the fingertips forward and up. Stacking the shoulders over the hips, coming to warrior one. Right hip pulls forward, left hip pulls in underneath you. Lift the heart, tuck the chin as you raise the crown of your head up to the ceiling. Big breath in here. And then exhale, warrior two. Left hand forward, right hand back. Make any little adjustments you need to your feet here to be comfortable. Know that the tailbone is turned down and the shoulders are broad. Even bring your pinky fingers back a little bit. Gazing out over the left fingertips. Take a moment, notice your left knee, draw it over the ankle, and the knees pointing out over the toes. You can look down, see your left big toe there. If you don't, draw it a little further over. Draw your knee a little further over to the left. Right hand drops to the right thigh, turn the left hand up, and open up to your reverse warrior. Take this pose as far as you like. Just make sure you're really light in the right hand here. You can bring your hand to your hip or wrap it around behind your back if you find that you're putting too much pressure on that right leg. Next inhale, come back up. Warrior two. Exhale, straighten the left leg. Bump your hips back towards the back wall and reach forward with the left hand. Keep reaching, reaching, reaching. Making sure that the chest doesn't turn down towards the floor. You want it facing the side wall. Left hand comes to the inside of the left leg. Right hand comes high. Nice, easy breathing here. Softening into that left knee. Make your way back up to warrior one. Sweep the right hand forward, coming up on the toes of the right foot. Hands can come into your hips as you launch your weight into your left foot and bring the right knee high. Interlace the fingers, bring it around that right knee. Lengthen up through the spine, pull the knee into the chest. We're going to make our way back to this warrior or this tree pose. Left hand to the hip, right hand opens up to the side. You can take your variation of tree, bringing the toes to the mat, the foot to the inside of the ankle, the calf, or the inside of the thigh. Hands can stay at heart center. Bring your hands to your hips at heart center, or reach them up overhead. Just keep drawing that right knee open and pulling the outer left hip in towards the center. So there can be a tendency for the hips to sort of sweep over to the left. Pull that hip back in so that it's stacked above the knee, above the ankle. Roll the shoulders. Whoops. Roll the shoulders down and away from the ears. Hands to heart center, let right knee comes forward, and then step that right foot down next to your left. Shut your eyes, see how you feel. Inhale, the fingertips up. You can gaze up if that feels good. As you exhale, bring your fingertips down towards the mat. Halfway lift here, lengthening the spine. As you exhale, soften the knees, plant the hands, step your feet back towards your high plank pose. This is the last one that we'll do today, or this morning. So take it easy. Have your heels pushing back towards the wall behind you. Your shoulders over the wrist, breathing into the back of your heart. Core is definitely engaged, and definitely be on your knees if that feels best for you. And just take a moment here and see if you're making this harder than it needs to be. Like, is there somewhere on you that is stressed and tensed up that doesn't need to be? There's some part of your body you can relax. One more big breath in. As you exhale, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale up high on your toes. High, high, high to bring your shins down onto the mat. Cross your ankles and roll over your feet, bringing yourself to your seat. Scooch to the center of the mat and extend your right heel down towards the end of the mat. Bring your left heel down towards the end of the mat. Your right heel comes to the inside of your left leg, looking like you did in tree pose a few moments ago. Fingertips up next to the shins, lengthen, lengthen. And then as you exhale, fold forward. Bring your hands on either side of that left shin. And you can find length first. Bring your heart forward towards your knee. Think about forward more than down. And then when you're ready, you can exhale to roll down. Try and bring your elbows down towards the mat. Tuck the chin. If you like here, you can bring your right hand to the inside of the right knee and just offer a little bit more grounding, opening to that hip. Be really gentle with yourself and be aware of how your knee is responding. If it doesn't like this, then stop that. Inhale to roll all the way back up to sit. Give your shoulders a little roll. Let's exhale to twist. Left hand to the right knee, right hand's behind. Roll the right shoulder back. Inhale, unwind from that twist. Fingertips on the mat, lift the right shin, lift the left shin. Maybe lift your hands, maybe lift your feet. Bring the toes back towards the body, so engage the ankles. And really, really slowly drop your heels down towards the mat, coming back to your seated position. Hands can come down, draw your left heel in to the inside of your right leg. Lengthen up through the spine, and then exhale to roll down, roll forward. Rolling forward from the hips. Think about drawing your body down your leg towards your feet. Left hand can come into the inside of the left knee. As you roll it down now, bringing your nose towards your knee, anchoring your right elbow onto the mat, outside your leg. Inhale, come all the way back up to sit. Let's take that twist. Right hand to the left knee, left hand behind. Roll the left shoulder back. Unwind from the twist. Left shin comes high, right shin comes high. You can stay here just like this, fingertips on the mat, or maybe you reach the fingertips forward. Maybe the feet come up, maybe the fingertips come up. Nice flat back wherever you are. Engage the heels and slowly lower them down onto the mat. One more time, forward fold over both legs. Can hold on wherever feels good for you. Calves, ankles, feet. Draw your heart forward and then let go as you round down. Tuck your chin into your throat and notice where you're feeling this pose the most. Maybe you want to soften your knees a little bit. It'll help you come further down. Notice where you're feeling this pose the most in your body. And maybe when you comment later, when you leave me a note, letting me know where you felt this pose the most. Inhale to roll all the way up to sit. And as you exhale, we're going to come back onto our backs. You can bend your knees and bring the soles of your feet to the mat, or you can keep your legs long. You can have your fingertips on the mat, or you can reach your hands forward. Whatever you do, though, tuck your chin all the way back onto the mat. Lower yourself down with control and make your way to Savasana. Heels come down to the far corners of the mat. Hands rest next to your hips with the palms facing up. Nice, easy breathing here. Taking this moment to connect back in with ourselves, with our intention for this day. See how you feel, how you want to feel. Knowing that you can make this day go the way you want it to, merely by deciding how you're going to do it, how your day is going to go. When you're ready to come up out of this pose, just start with a couple of deep breaths. Gently draw your knees in to your chest. Cup your kneecaps with your hands and make some circles on the ceiling with your knees. Make them as big or as small as you'd like, as fast or as slow as you'd like. And then start to move in the other direction. And draw them in towards your chest. And let's roll to one side or the other. Come into the fetal position. Breathe easy here. And when you're ready, you can make your way up to sit. Taking your time, finding a comfortable seat on your mat. Give your shoulders a couple of rolls. Lengthen up through the spine. Crown of the head can come up very last. Inhale the fingertips up. As you exhale, draw your thumbs to the third eye, reminding ourselves that the union of the mind and the body is our true goal of yoga. And exhale. Come all the way down into a forward fold for our final pose. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this practice, and I really hope that you have a great day ahead. If you like this practice, please go ahead and hit the like button and leave me a comment. Let me know what you'd like to see more of on this channel. I would definitely be happy to sequence anything you ask for. Have a great day. Namaste.